Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Rush Danger, and I got my whole clique right here. Well, my whole entire clique is not here today. We got some technical issues going on, but I see my man. We got some people that just joined the conversation, but we got the beautiful Maseko. Everybody, unmute yourselves so and say hello to your wonderful people that's watching the show today.
Good evening, everybody.
What it do?
Infinite love.
Yo, we got a deep one for y'all today, man. We're gonna be talking about Hey, no, turn your phone sideways if you're gonna be doing it from the phone like that. Turn it sideways so you can get there we go. We get
There we go.
a Negro.
Do you want me to put my background on? I can try it if you want me to, but right now, like I said, bro, I'm in Mississippi and everything.
Let's just run it. We good. We understand it. We already now. So we got
I want to be in this section.
Yeah, yo,
Something happened.
yeah. If you get to tap into, see if you can tap into some Wi-Fi, anything like that, just to make sure that your connection is super tight. But we got a hell of a conversation today, man. We're gonna be talking about now last week I ended the show and I asked y'all, would you consider dating outside of your race? And when I first initially asked that question, everybody hand was like, oh, hell no. Then I said, wait a minute. Y'all do know I'm talking about people outside of just black and white. And then everybody fucking hand went up. That blew out me because I'm like, that's why today y'all notice today I'm sort of dressed a little bit down today because it's about skin. I want y'all to see what we're talking about today. And also I want y'all to hear what we're talking about, look at our skin tone, but actually conversation because it's deeper than what we see. Like that makes me wonder how would we feel if everybody was fucking blind? Background on
8392.
Can you your line right quick? But so I want to start this conversation off again by asking the panel, out of everybody that's online, who is down with interracial dating? Raise your hands. Okay. I see Queen just said I ain't gonna do shit. She got her she got her Mama Mabel glasses on. Is she ready to go? Y'all understand that's a little personal joke. We've been riding on that all week long. So and she told me not to choose her first. So guess what? I'm gonna choose her ass first this week. Ishtar.
Yeah.
I want you to get into this conversation. First of all, how do you see interracial dating? What levels of interracial dating can you accept or will you not accept?
Well, I've accepted since I was a small child because I have interracial marriages all throughout my family. Growing up, I went to a mixed school, predominantly white. So I saw all this around. And then I also dated outside my race. Now, the one thing that I did have a problem with, and that was something inside of me that I wondered, I felt bad. It was a part of me that felt bad. Like I felt like I was disrespecting my brothers. I never slept with anybody outside my race because I felt like I'm giving myself, I feel like I would be disrespecting my brother. That was something in my young mind. So I never did sleep with them. I just went out with them. I only dated them. But the age that I am now, I think that was silly. But back then it was my allegiance. And I still have my allegiance to my brothers. I love my brothers. I love my kings. But I'm not against dating outside my race because I have. And I saw it growing up. And I still see it. Like friends and just strangers in the street. It's not uncommon. But you have to know yourself. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for love? Are you doing it for some superficial reason? And for me, it's always been about the spirit. Because sometimes this is not always a brother or sister to you. I'm going to say that. Just because we have this does not make us brother and sister in love. That's something that's internal. But sometimes we think we can have allegiance to somebody just because they're like this. But they may be the evilest person on the planet. But it may be somebody, their lighter counterpart that may have a good spirit. So for me, it's about the spirit. And I'm not against aesthetics. We all know that. But it's about this. Because this can change. But this is the most important part. So I really don't see a problem with it.
Okay.
I do see a problem, however, if it's done for the wrong reasons. Like I've heard those conversations too.
Explain that. Explain that.
The wrong reasons, like, okay, here's some common ones and ignorant ones. They don't want their children to be too black. Okay. And I've heard black, yeah. They want them to have, and I know you all heard this, the quote unquote good hair. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other one is black women are too angry. They're not supportive enough. You know, all the common crap, you know what I mean? Not saying it's
we're gonna get into
no relevance there, but you can't judge a whole group of people like they're like that. Because this one sister does not.
Okay. I agree and I disagree with that comment, because the majority nowadays, the majority of women that I have come in contact with have that pop offish mentality. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
explain that further. What's the pop offish? Like, what is that?
The very combative.
The
tone is very combative. Like, prime example, back in the day, you could meet somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is," and have a conversation. Nowadays, it's like you got to show something. Like, we in the social media days, so it's so many faking and fronting shit going on that we don't really seeing nobody in the real in the first place. But you know, I don't want to get too far off track. But you know, that's one of my issues with, you know, my community, my black sisters, is that disconnect to be real and genuine from the beginning. It's like, I don't know if it's y'all are so used to the game being played that it's just like a natural reaction, but I would much more love to have just general conversation with a person and it not be all extra shit. And I find that other races, and I'm not about white, I'm talking about other races.
Yes.
Or open.
Yes.
Themselves.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that a little bit later.
Oh, wait, let me just say this though, Russ. You can't say y'all like this group. This is one sister that has become free.
Well, no,
there are some that are like that too, and there's some that are more standoffish.
That's why
it's not the whole group.
But that's why I started my comment with.
Okay.
Listen, that's why I always start my comment off. I said the majority. I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, the majority of people that I have come across this front up before you get the real meat of who they are. And I'm talking people that in my school, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to meeting other people, and the people that you meet of other races and other nationalities are more in tune with just being themselves and have general conversation, as opposed to coming off with this facade of who they are.
Yeah,
not being who they actually are in the end. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. I want to find out about this black and whites and not just black and white, interracial dating. So let's go ahead and move to Big Note. Big Note, I'm waiting to hear what you got to say about it.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. My view is really totally is deeper than, and it may be needed for what you're waiting on. Because for me, you know what I mean? I don't look at interracial dating like everybody else. I kind of disagree, because for me, I'm going back in history. At one point in time, regardless of what they may think, you white people there were none of you. So for me, it's about black and white, because those other nationalities, you're brown. So we're all from that same genetic makeup.
Yep.
So when you get to talking about whatever, for me, it's totally different. So yes, it's strictly black and white for me. So with you white people, don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with anybody if I have a biracial brother. But for me personally, until we started walking further away from the equator and y'all started lightening up. Y'all
Right.
didn't even exist.
And
So
the continent.
everybody else came from that melanated state.
Yep.
So for me, those other nationalities are me. So that's my people.
Okay,
So it's only black and white for me.
for you, note, I got something for you real quick. Okay, I understand your logic. Okay, but if I was to walk up to a Chinese person and say, give the example of what you just gave, they'd be like, no, we are not the same. If I was to go up to, you feel what I'm saying? Go up to
I
other.
feel what you said. Yeah.
That's their ignorance, though.
No, listen what I'm saying.
But that's them not being educated, though, bro. I understand exactly what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, whether somebody's educated or not, I'm talking about the reality of the world. You feel what I'm saying? The reality of the world is if you walk up to not saying that every Chinese person is this way or every Oriental person is this way, but Orientals, they don't necessarily date outside their race. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we have races that do not, where it's really not common to date outside of that race. You feel what I'm saying? And they would not look. No, they would not look at you like you are my brother or my sister if we was walking down the street. If something was to come down the street, more than likely they would grab their shit and tuck it in because looking at your color and your skin tone and automatically saying, oh, that's a black man. You feel what
I dig what you're saying. Yeah, I dig that. But for me, what I'm saying is I dig exactly what you're saying because there's probably a lot more of them like that as well, not just Asian. I feel what you're saying. But for me, I'm not worried about what you think. If you don't want to date me because you think I'm black and you're not part of me, that's on you. That's cool. But for me, it just boils down to the fact that it's just black and white to me. So when you made that statement, you really made me think last week about it real hard. You made me think like, whoa, wait, bro, hit a point, but then I gotta think. Cause I will date anything else. Black, Muslim, whatever, Asian, if you feel that way, whatever you are. Brazilian, you know what I'm saying? I'm with y'all. But what for me is I couldn't date another white one. I couldn't date a white woman. That's just me. Everybody else, we good. But I just couldn't step outside that bound with them. Because I know for a fact, y'all people really don't give a damn about me. We got some blackanese or whatever you want to call them. Them sisters will mess with me and I find one.
Hey, note,
that's why white people don't
ask you a question because it's like where you talking, it sounds like it's real popped up. Are you talking? Do you have a microphone hooked up, or is anything hooked up to the phone or anything? Because
no, I apologize, bro. I'm strictly through my phone, but when I tell you I'm in the country, bro. So it might be just that. That's why I was kind of like, but I really wanted to be a part. Maybe I should call in because I really wanted to be a part of the conversation. So I did everything I possibly could because I got my laptop with me, but it's so old it wasn't working right.
All right, then try that. Try call in. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can shoot you the number, and we'll see if that is different because I want everybody to hear what you're saying. And right now, it's like popping and crackling while you're talking.
Sound choppy. Yeah, that's because it's y'all doing the same thing. It's the internet connection. I'm on the Wi-Fi, but it's still not acting right.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and get to the queen. Queen, you asked for me not to pick on you first this week, so I'm gonna pick on you for the rest of the goddamn show now. So I want to know, what do you feel about this interracial dating thing?
I'm like, no. When it comes to when you say interracial, I'm more of a black and white. Because and then you have to define how you want to classify a race. Because I've had someone who come from Africa tell me that I'm a different race.
Yeah.
Because I was born in America.
Different nationality. Nationality. They look at it, and that's Africans look at African blacks as something completely,
Yeah, we're different races.
We're foreigners.
We're taboo.
To some. And then I had to correct them and say that I am an African born in America. Um, and that goes back through history. But for me, I prefer not to date outside my race. If you want to, because I said it's black and white. I prefer not to. And it goes back to that slave mentality type thing, and what some people have in their minds about us as Black women. And it's almost like they conquering us. And also when it comes to our Black men, you hear of that dream for a white woman, I want to marry tall, dark, and handsome. And me growing up, I'm like, where are you going to get tall, dark, and handsome? Because tall, dark, and handsome doesn't exist in the Caucasian culture, in that race. It doesn't exist. But our men does, that you're tall, dark, and handsome. So, and you all were taboos for them. Don't look at them, don't touch, and you lost your life if you looked at one. And if one lied and said, hey, he whistled at me, Emmett Till.
Yeah.
Ended up dead. I've had an experience too, where a female white woman made a statement. One person went to jail and another lady put a gun to my son's head. And he was only 13 when this happened to him. So I have I got a bad taste in my mouth when that type of relationship happens. For many reasons, because they don't know my struggle. They can't understand the struggle. I mean, you can look at today's culture right now, turn the TV on, and you hear one person holler Black Lives Matter, then you hear another holler All Lives Matter. Well, for me, if you're gonna holler All Lives Matter, then why doesn't the Black life that was lost affect you the same way? See, it's real deep for me when you go into that. So I can't I can't grasp that concept.
Okay. I'm waiting on Maseko.
Oh, for real? You gonna pull me in on this one?
What? Damn sure. What did you think was gonna happen?
So I think one of my favorite sayings is any flavor but vanilla. And that applies in many areas of my life. But I've had some serious experiences. I went to the plantation where my great grandmother and all of them were raised on. And, our family now owns a part of that plantation. I went to school in Mississippi and faced charges because me and two other females were abducted by a group of white men and fought for our lives. And then I was the one that ended up facing charges for that. I have racial trauma that comes back from way back from a time where I couldn't, if I had lived in that time, I wouldn't have been able to tell a white man no. So because of that, I'm gonna tell a white man no every time. You can be my friend. We cool over there. Because you're not getting ready. I'm not getting ready to have a white man in my bed. That in the fact that they glow in the dark, but that's another topic. But anyway, not in my bed. I can't do it. So for me, like my very first authorized boyfriend was half Black and half Japanese. So I am all for any flavor but vanilla. All of my children are in interracial relationships. I don't press my own personal beliefs on them, but what I say to them is be careful. And when I see who it is that they're dating, I make it a point to look these people in their face and I let them know, I'm like, hey, I'm their mama. Let something happen. Right. And it's going to be, you're going to have a whole tribe gunning for your head. We don't play that. Take care of my baby. It doesn't matter which one of them it is, because I say it about all of them. Two of them are with white folks. One is with a Hispanic. And I don't even know what this one. I don't even know what hers is. He's racially ambiguous. I think he's Hispanic, but I mean, it is what it is. We don't play that.
All right, Ben House. So I want to see. Welcome to the show, Ben House.
Thanks for having me, man. You already know.
I see you,
I
man.
wouldn't miss it.
This is my question to you. I want to get dead into this. How do you feel about this interracial conversation?
All right. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I've been a person that, you know, had all different flavors to savor. Just off of curiosity. You know, like I said, I posted a picture where I lived. What introduced me to the actual high protocol of the lifestyle I'm in now was the fact that I had a Japanese fiance and I lived with 4 other Japanese females at the time. And the way that they structured the house, it was just freaking dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to be a young man experiencing this, we're talking in 1999, you know what I mean? That culture to where I walk in and I'm greeted by a woman on her knees with my slippers, taking my shoes off. By the time I get to, you know, the chair, I have my drink, whatever it is. I mean, flawless. When I wake up in the morning, woman in the shower waiting for me. When I get out, she's toweling me down, and vice versa. Now this is what taught me how to have, you know what I'm saying, how to take care of women as well. Because these women, they treat themselves like they want you to treat them. The only thing that I had an issue with is the glitz and glamour. Like you said, when it came down to the interracial issues, we're talking about having kids, you know, and things of that nature. This is where, you know, the traditional Japanese culture came in, where they can't have Blackanese babies running around their little town and XYZ and the whole nine, to where she had to make choices based on what was good for her, you know what I'm saying? And as far as the family and me, you know what I mean? Ultimately, as I lost, but I didn't lose. I walked away from it because she still, you know, gave me the choice to, you know, be a part of her life. But in the capacity, I would never, ever would have been able to exist as a like happy man. And these are the relationships that I've had with a lot of folks, even with sisters. So I'll stop right there. You know what I'm saying? Just so I won't hold this hostage.
No. We like, this is a full one today, because can I say something to my panel without y'all, without sounding like I'm being, you know, like dumping on y'all?
Be careful.
No,
If he goes with that y'all,
Real
be
careful.
careful with
Real
that
careful.
y'all.
Let me sit up on
but shit, you know what I mean? I ain't scared of none of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right after this.
Yeah, because you know me and Queen will jump on the highway. Tomorrow's a holiday.
Hold on, shut up.
Don't use that B word. Don't use that B word.
Listen to the show. You said that word like 73 times last week. But check it out. I want to ask y'all this. Do you feel on any level that you are racist? I want to start with Maseko.
I'm not racist because I'm not in a position to oppress anyone. So therefore, I am not racist. I am prejudiced. I have my own prejudices. Yes,
You would
but
say
I am not racist.
that you're not racist, but you are bigoted.
Oh, I'm definitely bigoted.
Okay. All right. I can accept that. You telling me the truth. Queen, do
Yeah.
you feel that you are bigoted in any shape, form, or fashion?
To a certain degree, yes.
Okay. Ishtar.
Yeah, I would say to a certain degree. Yeah.
Okay. Benthouse.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Big Note.
Fuck yeah. I'm prejudiced, racist, all that bullshit. Fuck them. Take it how they want to. I'm just saying. We can be cool. We can be all that, but at the end of the day, I don't trust none of y'all.
Now, this is the question that I have, because listening, and I'm gonna start off with Note with this one, because I believe Note was the one that initially said we all come from the same thing.
We do.
Hold on, let me finish.
He's right.
Hold on, let me finish. Point, you know, let me get.
Yeah.
Says that we believe we all come from the same origins. We are all basically one. But then he said No, could you explain to me again, because I want to make sure I get this right? How did you portray the difference with the white when you were going back to the history of it?
They from the Caucasoid. You motherfuckers was down with us. Y'all really don't they may not want to believe it, but this is why you have some white people that want, because you were melanated at one away from the equator, the lighter your ass got. Period. Got. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and I don't know. I don't know about the word racist. You can call me racist if you want to. I'm a bigot. I'm all that. When it comes to them, now on the interracial level, like I said, I don't see race when it comes to my Brazilian sisters or my Puerto Rican sisters or my Mexican sisters. We are all of melanated color. They are the same as us. They are at this point in time being oppressed and being shit done to them just like we are. And then white folks got that white privilege. None of us of color get the same privilege them motherfuckers get.
Okay, so
that's just my opinion.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. The way that you're talking to me is, and the way that I'm receiving what you're saying, is that anyone that does not have the melanin that you're talking about, are you saying that they're incapable of loving someone of a melanated race?
No, what I'm saying, they're ignorant because they have the melanin. It's just not prevalent.
No, but hold on.
It's not as prevalent as us.
Okay, but this is my question. If you found somebody that was of that culture and they were very aware of everything that you're talking about, would that be someone that you could date?
As long as she wasn't white. I'm just saying, as long as.
Okay, Ben House.
They walk too far away. They walk too far away from the equator. They lost all their melanin. We can't fool with them.
And that's their fucking fault.
I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna tell y'all the issue that I have with the way that y'all talking right now. It's because, okay, we all believe that in slavery, right? That Massa was sleeping with the black slaves, right? Do we all agree with that?
That happened. Yep.
So we have a lot of melanated people that got the origins of a white man in them.
Absolutely.
So that means that there are some women that I date and have dated that have the origins of a white person in their bloodstream. Do you? So do I understand that. I know the next conversation is gonna be like, well, if you're black, it overpowers it. But if it's in you, how can you hate what's in you? That's
I got it. Ooh.
They're ignorant to their self, bro. That's all I'm saying. I hear everything you saying, and they need to study their history just like we have to do. They're ignorant to the fact that they have melanin in their skin. So regardless of whether you date a black person and you have a baby with a black person, you might on the outside be pale in a motherfucker, but you still have melanin in your blood. It wasn't just all about us that made that melanin color. So that's ignorance on their behalf. Another reason why I choose not to deal with them, because they feel they're entitled to certain shit, and that's how they're going to be. So be that. I don't have to deal with you. I take the rest of them. Because if you ain't got no color, I don't like pale skin. I'm just sorry, I don't. Even when you try to go get your suntans, and I don't care. I don't have as far as me dating in my no, I could not do it. That's just me. I don't disagree with any of y'all do what anybody else does, but for me, I can do it. That's just how I feel. I want my sister. Period.
Right, and listen, I'm not saying that you are not entitled to that. I just want to get into the deep conversation of what we actually dealing with when we're talking about interracial dating, because I want it to be, like I said last week, interracial dating does not just consist of black and white. Okay, Ishtar, you was something was in your spirit. I heard you over there oohing and whopping. If you can get
I have a problem with this. I have a problem with like verbiage, and when you say y'all, I remember starting off the conversation saying I don't have an issue with interracial dating. It's more than black and white, and actually it's more than color. So actually, to me, this conversation is in a bit silly because we are all interrelated. There's so much truth in what Note is saying. We come from the black. Black is not a color. This is black. It's a source of all things. So that means all this stuff is in our DNA codes, is in our bloodstream. It comes out in our genetics. We have a thing called epigenetics. We are all interrelated, but make no mistake about it. Everything comes from the black. Now, when you said reality, this is why I have a problem with reality. A lot of people think, let's say 6 of us on this show, and all 6 of us have a different perception about life. Is one better than the other? Hell to no. What it means, this is called lucid dreaming. It can shape at any given time. You can change anything in your environment, guess by doing what? Going in here. The dot in the middle of the damn circle. People ask again, how the damn dot get in the middle circle? You don't. How do you get the dot in the middle circle? You don't. The dot creates the circle. We create the circles. We create our atmosphere. So this is lucid dreaming. We forget about, when we talk about interracial, let's look at it. The human race, the hue race. We're in a freaking race. And we're sitting here debating about skin tones. And when, first of all, we need to dig in our own culture with colorism. When we talk about we respect and love each other, bullshit. I'm calling out bullshit. There's a certain group that does and a certain group that's full of bullshit. Because colorism, you will have little black babies sitting there talking about the white dollar is better than that, better than them, smarter than them. So when we talk about interracial, let's get the race thing together first. Fuck a race. What's your spirit like? Think about doing that. Think about, instead of looking right here, these are the windows to your soul. Look right here. What the fuck do you see? Excuse my language, but damn.
No doubt.
I'm just real. I'm just from the hip. I'm just transparent. And I'm saying this out of passion because, Lord have mercy, if I hear another black person say, whew, if I hear another brown being say that there is no such thing as colorism, that they love their race, but when given a chance, they do everything to go against their race. So how honorable or how loyal are you to this so-called race? You got a problem with someone else wanting someone from our race, but you don't know how to treat them. And that's on both ends.
Oh my
Men
God.
don't know how to talk to the women, and the women know how to talk to the men because we got caught up in this Western society called patriarch. We don't come from the patriarch, we come from the matriarch. Now let's talk about this. This right here, this onk, ask yourselves why the circle is taken out of the onk. We're talking about interracial. We're talking about interracial. What the hell is this? Interracial on all points comes from the damn Trinity. Can you freaking respect the Trinity? This is the womb of man. Where is it in the cross? All things are interrelated. When we talk about interracial dating, everything is interrelated. So ask yourself this, how do we get this damn perception? When we talk about white people, think about this. White people, they're not even called white. They're Caucasian. And they come from the Caucasoid Mountain. Native Americans are us. Asians are us. So are we really interracial dating, or are we just dating our damn selves? Because guess what? We're all a fucking reception. We're all a reflection. A reflection. You feel me?
Queen, what do you have to say about this so far? You have a very interesting look on your face right now.
See, it comes from the indoctrination of what people are taught, how you relate to each other, how you do everything. And if you go back, and we can go back past, even be beyond the slave mentality.
Let's go to Anunnaki.
Well, you can go all the way back to Kemet if you want to. but it's how we treat each other, how we're taught.
Mm-hmm.
Nation that was given to us. When we hit this land, see, the hierarchy that we were supposed to abide by or live by was stripped from us.
Yep.
Now, and you talk about, Russ, you made a statement to note, asking the question, how can we hate something that's within us?
Yeah.
Pertaining to the white blood that was forced into our genetic pool.
Well, not all.
Listen.
I want to make a distinction there, because not all sexual relations that happen between a white person and a black person was a forced thing. Now, when we're talking about slavery,
Yeah.
that's
where I'm at.
okay. Now, I want to make that distinction, because I don't want people to get up from this conversation that we saying every white person that slept with a black person they were raped. That ain't the case. I want to make sure that we have a transparent conversation, because I don't want nobody to get lost in the translation of what we're saying. You feel me? So go ahead.
Okay, but what I'm saying is during that time frame, that time period, those were forced. Now, in some situations, it may have been consensual. I don't know, it wasn't there. But history says that a lot of it was forced upon us. Even the emasculation of our men was forced. We forgot how to treat one another. We forgot how to respect one another in that realm. So, and today, and then I'm gonna go into today's society. People are influenced by what they see. Because I call it the idiot box. You have a lot of these people out here watching TV, and everything that they do, they want to emulate what they see on TV instead of being true to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
True to their heritage, true to who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to educate yourself, because trying to pick up a book that was Europeanized, good luck with that. But as far as, like I said, with this black and white thing, you asked the question, how can we hate what's within us? Well, my question would be then, how can they hate us? Because we're in them too. And you see more of, I hate a nigga, than you hear a black person saying, I hate a white person, I hate a Mexican, I hate a whatever. We don't have that in us. That's not in us. We're forgiving people, we're loving people. Now, do we have some people out here that are complete idiots? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's in every culture that you want to put it out there. But we're not the ones who, I'm just gonna say, we're not the ones that's the first thing we think about if we see a bunch of people together. Let's go kill somebody. That ain't it. But the indoctrination that everybody's been taught about us, we savages. Every ethnic background, ethnic people that the Caucasus or Caucasians have come in contact with, what happened?
Yep.
What happened?
Yep.
You had some type of war, you had some type of destruction happen to their culture. They were raped. And when I mean raped, everything about that culture was taken. We don't even know who the hell we are. What tribe did you come from? See, I took it upon myself to learn Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, from Kenya. I'm learning different languages from the motherland for a reason.
Ghana.
Not many people, exactly, Ghana, not many people can do that. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, I have a strong resentment toward that because of what was taken from me. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Take it back.
Hold on.
That's what I'm doing.
Keep taking it back. We got to keep taking it back. There
Okay.
ain't no excuse. It's ours.
Oh, I'm taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told you what I'm doing.
Okay, Ben House, chime on in. And then I want to come on and bring Maseko in. And if we got any comments, Maseko, please read them off if you can.
All right. Well, I've had, once again, the interesting experience of um, dating white women, especially in a time where we grew up, we had runaways. You know what I'm saying? So these, white girls would come into the town and whatnot, and they hook up with the, darker persuasion. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just us blacks, we was Puerto Ricans out there with us too. But this is what they would do, because over a couple towns over, they weren't having that shit. You know what I'm saying? So much so, let's to be, you know what I'm saying, keep it 100. Like these girls wouldn't even, have vaginal sex. They would have anal sex because they wouldn't want their parents to really know that they was down here with us doing what they were doing, right? So coming across one in particular that I actually, we hung out for a little bit, got to know each other and shit, and I start feeling, some type of way about it. So she talking about, I'll do anything for you, just tell me what you want me to do, all of that shit, that young, ready to go dive in and shit. I said, go the fuck home. She said, what? I said, yeah, go home. Bitch went home. You know what I'm saying? And from there, we literally developed a beautiful relationship. There's people I brought to my lifestyle. That was a good friend of me 3 years prior to this. You know what I'm saying? And I brought to this. I'm not going to get into details, but it's like I've had very good relationships with all different types of races. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way Ishtar put it out there as far as the connection, because it's an energy that I feel. You know what I mean? That allows me to have these relationships with people, man. And these people open doors and allow me to see shit that, it's amazing the view that I have now, because there was times that I was sharing a Christmas thousands of miles away with, you know, Japanese women and, white men that I didn't know. But the feeling, the energy was still so welcoming. I felt stupid for even having these prejudices and hangups because of the way I was feeling. So me opening myself to these experiences has allowed me to say, okay, I know what I need as far as what love is and what I need as far as when I go dating and what satisfies me. I also know that, I have a makeup, a brand, my type and all of that. If this person fits that and I look beyond that flesh and I see that that soul and that energy is exactly where it's at, we going to talk. You know what I'm saying? And we going to see where we can get, and that's just came from my experiences in life and knowing that you can't limit yourself to just that, and, and when everybody else has something for you. That's it.
Okay. Seiko, talk to me.
So first of all, I want to say, hey, Molly, because y'all know Molly. You know Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Molly's always all on it.
Mhm.
And Molly says, I don't believe we can be racist in general. Well, excuse me. And Kim asked her, Queen asked her to elaborate, please. And Molly says, white racism stems from a superiority complex. What blacks feel stems from an inferiority complex.
Mhm.
It's not the same. Which, I probably 1,000% agree with. And yes, I am one of those people because I come from, when I say a multi-ethnic background, like my biological paternal side is Creole, my biological maternal side is Haitian and Nigerian. So when you talk about a whole mixed pot, I'm with it. I get it. All for it. However, to look at my grandfather, who is, as when I went to college, we talk about colorism. I went to college, I was considered a red bone. I have gotten a lot more color now. My melanin has been activated during my time in Mississippi. Previous to that, I was brighter than Rush. So anyway, I was a red bone. And like I was for real, just treated. I had never experienced colorism until I went to school in Mississippi. And that my time in Mississippi truly just shaped and just retwisted everything that I ever actually thought
Opened your eyes.
about everything, as far as coming to color and to race and the whole nine.
Mhm.
Now, since my daughter has been on this planet, I have learned about my biological family. I have learned about my biological roots. And I have to say that, you know, I have a love for everybody. To look at my grandfather, you think that that is a white man until he starts talking. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna need you to stop, one, speaking English, but for two, I'm gonna need you to stop cursing people, because I know that's what you're doing in your own little language. But because my grandfather, when I say Creole, I mean Geechee, the whole, I don't even know what the hell you saying. I'm gonna need you to slow down so I can keep up. I ain't feeling, I can't translate that fast. Calm down. But I still say that my time in Mississippi and some of the things that I experienced before then, I mean, one of the most popular boys in high school, you know, everybody had a crush on him. And I think one of the biggest fights, I was the valedictorian in my class at one point in time. One of the biggest fights I got into, which also knocked me out of being the valedictorian, was because he called me a nigger bitch. And I beat his ass because in high school, I was a brawler. I was on the little, I did the flags and the color guard and all that. And I had the little pom-poms and I did all of that. I was still a brawler. And when he called me a nigger bitch, that was it. That was it. Beat his ass. Got knocked out of the valedictorian spot. I didn't even care at that point. So to go from that and then to go into Mississippi, yeah, no. So it took me to be, I want to say in my 30s or 40s, before there were people who were in my inner circle who didn't look like me. Dating? No, we still ain't gonna do that. I tried that one time and I was just like, you glow in the dark and you do not feel the pain that I feel.
The fuck is she drinking tonight?
I am not drinking. Shut up. I have tea. It is not spiked. But my thing is, I cannot be with someone who does not understand the pain of walking in the skin that I do.
I understand that.
If you cannot relate to Black Lives Matter, Brown Lives Matter, if you cannot relate to being stopped by the police and having a gun drawn on your 13-year-old child just because y'all were brown by white cops, if you cannot relate to the people running around behind you in the store simply because your skin is darker than the people who are over there actually doing the theft, I can't do it. Because you don't understand. Like even my friends that, you know, like I said, that are of the Caucasian persuasion, when I have had to explain to them, like I really had to sit there and hurt she was a very, very dear friend to me, very dear.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to hurt her feelings. And she had to see for herself white privilege. And she was just like, you know, I've never seen it. You know, I've never seen any difference in this and this and this and this. And we're all the same and this and this and this and this. And then she experienced it firsthand for herself, standing right next to me. And she was just like, I never knew. I never understood. I never realized. I said, I know. And because of that, because they don't know, because they don't understand, because they don't realize, and even the ones who might halfway have a light bulb on, be like, yeah, you know, this ain't right. And that's not how it's supposed to be. But it is what it is in this general state and day and time. Yeah. If you can't understand the pain of walking around in my skin or skin that looks like mine, because I'm not the darkest of the dark and I'm not the brightest of the bright. But depending on what time of year it is, I might fall in either one of those daggum categories. If you can't understand what it is to walk in my skin, to understand the pain, not the love, but the pain of being who I am and walking in my skin, you can't share my bed. That in effect, you know, again, I like a pitch black when I go to sleep, and shit that glows in the dark is not for me.
Is Note still on the line?
Yeah, him now.
Yes, sir. You know I'm here.
Okay, what you thinking, man? What's on your mind?
I mean, you know, it goes back once again to what I stated previously. Like, if they were educated enough to really know where they come from and what they have, I probably wouldn't. Like, I don't. It's just for me, sort of what some of the other panelists was resembling. It's personal for me. My
Same.
dad has an interracial child, and my dad's and my brother's parents dropped down racist, did not like my father. You know, his mother, straight Caucasian, love her to death. I call her Mom Dukes. But would I ever lay down with one of them? No, because I wouldn't want to subject, if I had a child, my children to that pain and that punishment. And like Seiko was saying, if you cannot, like, if you haven't paid attention to what has really been going on, it's like these motherfuckers right now, excuse my language, but these motherfuckers right now, I found out that a lot of my so-called white friends that I really thought was down for me, I mean, y'all really kind of low-key racist, because if you have to, if the first word out of your mouth during this whole thing that's going on is I have biracial children or I have black friends, you shouldn't have to do that with me. That don't set well with me, because now you feel like that's okay for you to say that, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. Motherfucker, I do know that. I got it too. I got a biracial brother. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Either you with me or you against me. And because of what you have, I ain't gonna say you, because I can't blame those that are here with me because they weren't a part of that. But if they want to call them their ancestors have done to my people, I can't fuck with you like that. I just can't. It's me. I don't knock nobody for what they do or how they feel or how they get down. You know what I'm saying? But until you can take yourself and say, damn, if I really go back and think about this, plate tectonics, let's talk about that. We were all one big mass, so we were all on one big mass of land. And so then people start moving around, and damn, these motherfuckers, this land is breaking up. So now I'm over here, I'm farther away from the equator again. I'm not getting that vitamin D that I need. So now my skin is lightened up, and now I'm privileged to you. No, you're not privileged to me, because you're still the same as me. You just don't know it. You're not smart enough to. Christianity did that. Christianity did that to them. So that makes them feel inferior. How you don't know when you sit up and talk about the God you serve that's supposed to be so righteous in your eyes, but you read in the book, and I don't care what description, what book you go to, the Bible, Helios Biblios, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, did y'all know about that one? Let me slip something, but I'm going to just say this. They are all the Bible at the end of the day is the origin of every religion, every spirituality, all of that. So therefore, you just took it and made it fit for you. If you got sense enough, how hard is it for you to believe that the part that you should have changed was he has webbed feet and skin of bronze and wool hair? You missed that part, dummies. So therefore, I'm gonna stop talking about it because it's really getting me heated. Real talk. So go ahead, Russ. You can take the floor, bro. Because I don't. I don't hate them. I just would never bring them into my life like that. I couldn't do it. Not in an intimate fashion today, because you're not gonna understand me at all.
Okay, now check this out. Can y'all see on the screen what I have up now?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm about to go through a couple of the questions that I asked this week for the group. First question would be: could you personally date a person of another race with the expectation of finding true happiness in a long-term relationship? And I asked certain people to explain their answers. We had 19 comments. So this is what we have. We have, okay, so when you see this number right here, it says plus. So we have 19 people that says, no, I choose to find love in my own race. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we have 16 people that says, yes, I can date anyone. And we have, which is a very curious number here, we have 10 people that says they're not sure of what they would do. We had another one that said I could have sexual relationships with someone of another race, but I couldn't get into a serious relationship. Now, I believe that right there, I believe people stayed away from that shit, but I believe it's some motherfuckers out there that are on this post that would fuck somebody of another race, but not get into a relationship with them. I firmly believe that.
Absolutely.
Now let me see if I can look at some of these comments. First of all, let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all feel about the numbers that we see here?
I
All
personally,
I can say is I would fuck another woman of another race. It just wouldn't be a white woman. That's all I can say. I'll fuck another just right here, but not a white one. That's just me. I'm sorry. That's just who I am and how I feel.
Seiko?
it's not a comfortable thing. Like I'm not, just being real. I mean, I have had the experience. I have cried myself afterwards and refused to speak about it in regards to a white person. Now, I have dated Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, Africans, Brazil, everybody, because I believe in love. You know what I mean? I love love, and I believe that love is my language. However, love may be my language, and I don't believe in excluding everyone from, extending that olive branch of friendship, of whatever. But when you talk about in my bed, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So no, could I date someone outside of my race with the expectation of, a love or a long lasting relationship? Yes, but not vanilla. And I, any of my friends who know me, they will tell you they have heard on more than one occasion me say the phrase any flavor but vanilla.
Okay, so some of these comments that we got. Latrice Lawrence says, I found love with a black man, but I have dated other races too. Nonchalant says, I don't like light-skinned men.
Nick is a fool. I love Nick. I went to high school with her.
So that was funny.
Nikki, sorry, I love my black man.
Yes.
I dated a white man once, and it was no different from dating a black man. Then we had Shine Bay that says, I can't deal with any pheromones except my own. That was it. Yeah. You know what I'm sitting up here thinking about? Somebody like, what is pheromones?
That was cute though. I like the way whoever put that. That was cute.
Right.
Right.
Mercedes says, yes, I have once before. Keith says, for the most part, only date. I think he meant to say date in my own race, but I updated Puerto Rican and persuasion women before.
Persians.
Well, yeah, whatever. Puerto Ricans, same thing.
Yeah.
We are the same. Have Cheryl Maxey says, I'm not sure because at present I'm happy loving my beautiful black people, but I'm not completely as closed off as to the thought to possibly loving someone from another ethnicity. Okay. So it looks like pretty much, and I wanted to go to another poll that I put up this week. Hold on, let me see if I can find it right quick.
Hold on. While you're scrolling, can I read this one comment two that really made me really perk up on that one?
Go ahead.
Janet Du Bois. Okay, so why did you move the screen? That gun it. Go back. Go back up, Rush. So see, look, you messing with stuff. So okay, so I can't read but Janet Du Bois's post was basically, she said, the pool of black men is really not what it may have been at one point in time. And then the other one was my other daughter. And like I said, I've told you, all of my children are in biracial relationships, interracial relationships. And she said it may be because that, she's young, but I mean, all of our children, we made it a point for all of our children to be, raised in culturally, they are aware. Like we don't hide, our struggles, our race or anything like that. But at the same time, like personally, this child right here in my house, I had a dang gum rainbow coalition of kids. I never knew what was going to be in my house when I came out, and she had a group of friends over. And I mean, and when I say we had everything, we had everything. We had things I wasn't even sure. Child, what the hell are you? I don't even want to ask that question. So we did not teach them to be. I didn't teach my children to be like I am. I didn't teach my children to have the same mindset that I do in as far as being exclusionary. I am one of those people, I fight for, inclusion and diversity in everything except my bed. So Molly Shannon says interracial dating with white people in particular is racially irresponsible and culturally treacherous at this time. Maria, yes, I do, because again, that's another one of my friends that I was actually about to speak on. Maria says, and I just want to talk about my best friend, like my when I say best friend, like 6 years old to 47 years old best friend. She, to my knowledge, has never dated a black man. Black woman, never dated a black man. Ever. Her sister, I believe, has dated black men, but she's dated black men, but she married to a white man. So again, we can't just be like, okay, this is, we have to live in this bubble, but it's all about personal preference. And that is just my own true and personal belief. And yes, Miss Maria, I really do need you to go ahead and speak on, especially on this particular topic.
I want to.
Can I say something real quick on something Seiko said that I have the utmost problem with?
What you got?
And I don't think it was what you felt. It was just what you said. I think it might have been the comment that was read. I think he was reading that comment. But what irritates me the absolute most is when women say that black men, like white men won't beat your ass, like white men won't cheat on you, like it's only black men that do this shit. That irritates the life out of me.
Absolutely.
Irritates the life out of me because it's not a black, when it comes to how somebody treats you, there's no color in that. There's no color in that. That's a personal part. That's personal. So when I ain't gonna say I used to categorize shit like that, but I say this, like when Russ was speaking earlier when we first came on, and he said, he had a thing where, our black women are combative, and they are, but you know what? I love that shit. I swear to God, I do. Again, back to what I said prior and before. Let me know when we were talking about the word, and I'm gonna say this, Seiko, please, you don't get mad. But my bitch, I need to know she about it. So talk to me, Reckless. Give me all that. I want that. I don't want no weak woman that's gonna bow down to me and say, and no disrespect to mine, but I don't want a woman when I come in the house unless she felt like it, bowing down to me, putting on no shoes and doing no move, motherfucker. I'm liable to kick you in your head, just like the post you made with the chick. Somebody made it with the dude sitting with her feet on top of her dude's head. Man, get the fuck out of here. That dude was irritated as fuck. If you look at his face, he was, you get your feet off of me. My head is not no sitting stool. I don't care what color, but this is me.
Hold on.
I've never implemented my thoughts on my kids. They're free. Everybody has a freedom of choice, but this is just me.
Hold on.
I can only speak for me.
Hold on. You made me think of, I can't. Okay. I don't know if y'all have ever seen like the movie Mandingo and Mandinga.
Yep.
Okay.
Back in the day.
What I had an issue when I saw that. Okay, in slavery times, white people or the slave master, let me just break it down that way. The slave master used to put his feet on the stomach of the slave. And he felt that would, I think it was rheumatisms or something. I forgot what it was that he was considering himself healing himself of. But that has just been something that I have an issue with. I'll kiss your feet. I'll lick your feet. I'll do all kind of freaky shit to your feet. But just don't put your feet on me.
Oh,
That's pretty feet.
Wait.
Random ass.
All I want to say is this. As a dom, and at the time I was a pro dom, which meant that I was getting paid to dominate these people. The people who paid me to dominate them were white men. And that picture where her feet are up on his head, honey, that was everyday occurrence in my 6-inch bitch boots.
Hold on, but time out. What you saying right now?
Okay, I'm sorry. I had a moment.
Two different directions. Because
But I'm just saying,
You were providing a service.
I was providing a service. I agree. However, what I was saying is, okay, go ahead, Rush.
The photo that you have up is of a black woman with her feet on the head of a black man. So that does not go into your dom situation. That doesn't when the photo that you put up, that of domination. I understand that, but that is not what I got from that picture. I didn't even think of us. It wasn't even, the man was sitting there playing a video game and she's sitting there just with her feet on his head. Like,
being irritating.
Didn't show me, it didn't say anything sexual to me. That didn't say anything about a relationship to me. That just showed to me the utter disrespect, because I wouldn't come in and just put my feet on a woman's head. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Into the role of dominance, because I don't want to change our conversation right now. But that has nothing to do.
But you didn't even let me finish what I was saying.
Go ahead, please. Explain. Please bring this around for me.
As a woman, not in a dom role, but as a woman, I would never do that disrespectful shit to a black man.
All right, and now you got
That was my point.
Sent back out of your dollar, because I was about to,
Boy, thank you, Russ, because I was with
It's
you.
about perception. It's about perception.
I'm sorry, because I would do some more silly shit like that to get some attention. Get off that goddamn game and give me some attention. So I'm
Put your legs on my shoulders in. Don't put your legs on my head.
have a
I'm gonna, if it's gonna irritate you to get you off that game, then damn it, I'm gonna do it. But that ain't something that I would do. Not that.
And see, when I saw that picture, I saw a duel. I saw the history of it.
Actually, we can't hear
Like,
you.
I've never done it, but I thought it was cute. I said, oh, they're comfortable. I saw the love in it. So I saw both sides, but what my mind first went to was not that she was trying to keep him down, not that she was trying to disrespect him. But I'm just saying, see, we think the way that we feel, and we talk the way that we think. So when I looked at that picture, I didn't automatically go to, oh, she's just going to bring him down, because I'm not that type of chick, that type of queen, that type of goddess that's going to sit there and try to do that to a man, especially not a black man.
I don't even.
But it's about perception. All I saw was love. Like, they just kicking it. He's playing the video game. She's like, I mean, I just saw like it's harmless. It was a picture.
I don't think that the picture was like, I don't think the person that drew the picture was like, I'm about to draw this shit and make it be disrespectful. That's just the way
Me either.
took it. You know
But
what
I
I'm
did it.
I-
Like I said, it was an irritating thing to me, man. What the fuck are you doing? That's irritating. I like my personal space, so that's just me. That shit would have been irritating as fuck. Like, if you don't get your motherfucking feet off my head before I sling your ass into the game and be playing third person with your ass, we're going to have a whole problem. Put them on my shoulder, so if you try to entice me, I might turn around and bury my face in that joint. But on my head, no, we not doing that today. Game or no game. See it.
I'm just the opposite.
See,
Like, that's how we relax. Like, she loves it. I put my feet right up on the back of her neck or on her, and on top of that, wiggle the little toes in between the little shoulder blades and whatnot on the back. Yeah, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Put my heels on it. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and rock on it right there. You know what I'm saying? Massage the back of the scalp. I'm telling you, I'm kinky as shit, yo. There's so many ways.
She massaging his shit though, G. She was sitting there. He just,
yo.
I understand
I do that shit too.
But nobody paid attention to his face till I said something, though. I was like, man, look at that dude's face. He pissed the fuck off right now. And she on the phone texting another nigga.
He obviously consented to it.
Okay. I'm gonna get to our next question right quick. Hold on, let me see if I can put it up right quick. What is it? What is it, Seiko?
So I never say this woman's name right, so I'm gonna say Miss Palmer.
Keon.
Keon. A lot of black men,
Gia.
I know, again, I know this is her statement now. A lot of black men I know say they only date white women just to get back at white men for what they did back in slavery.
Well, then go punch one of them niggas.
Okay, hey, calm your
I'm sorry, my bad.
Take a deep breath. I'm reading the comments. Take a deep breath.
I'm muting my phone.
Yo, and so my best friend that's Maria, and she's just like, I love the guy on the phone. That's my big brother Nope. So yeah, but yeah, those are our to get back at white men for what they did back in slavery times. That's a big thing to me, because for me, that's one of the reasons I don't date white men. The shit that went on in slavery when we couldn't tell you no is all the more reason for me to tell you no right now. I'm done.
I'm so irritated, man. I swear, I'm sorry, Russ. I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but that's like the weakest shit ever to me. You mad at white men, so you go fuck a white woman. Man, if you don't get your punk ass up and fight that nigga, fight something. Fight for something. This is our problem. Just like right now, when we sit here and we talk, we in the times we are in right now, you have these motherfuckers that's so woo this and the other. But what are you? Me and my nephew and them just had this conversation last night. I'm willing to get on the front line with them motherfuckers. I'm down for that. Let's get it. Down. As my old say, it's probably gonna laugh when I say this. I can fucking fight. Period. I can fucking fight. Period. Let's go. I'm with that. I'm a hood nigga. I do hood nigga shit. Period. Dot. I'm a grown hood nigga though. So I'm trying to calm down. I knew this was gonna get me on fire. That's why I really wanted to be here.
Love it, brother.
I need you to roll something, bro. I need you to roll something.
Hold up, wait a minute.
I'm sitting up here patting my leg, shaking leg. I'm like, ooh.
Okay, we're gonna get into our next question. Now, this question, it's funny to me. Like sometimes I ask like the same question, but in a different way, and I sort of laugh when I sort of see a difference in what people say. Okay, now this was the same same question that I asked. I asked this question the same day. If your child came home and told you that they were interested in dating someone of another race, would you be okay with it? Mm-hmm. We had 53 people said, yeah, they don't have a fucking problem with it. They'd be fine with it. We had 6 people say, I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. And we had 4 people say, no, I would not be happy with that. I want to know how y'all feel about that. Let's go, Ishtar.
I don't have a problem whatsoever. Any other race, I do understand. However,
I can't see you. Can you get in the camera?
I do understand about the Caucasian race, but even still, no matter what, I just want to know that person is going to treat my daughter with respect and with love and be a good fit. I want them to be a good fit for each other. That's what I care about. Like after I transition, I want to know that she's still with this person and they're going to have her back for real and love her infinitely. So no, I don't got a problem. If that comes in a brown, a lighter brown, darker brown, I don't give a damn. All I care is about if they're going to treat my child right.
Queen.
They truly love her.
Queenie, I want to hear what's from you now. Let's go.
When my child was younger, and some of the things that he's gone through, like I said, he was probably about 12, 13, and white woman put a gun to his head because her daughter invited him over. And I had to go see her and let her know that she was going to lose her life that day. And I told him back then, if she can't use my comb, don't bring her home. And now I backed off of that because he's come to his own, he's had his own situations dealing with different cultures, I guess you could say, different people. But again, I would prefer that he dated a Black woman, but I can't choose for him.
Okay. Let's go with Ben House. Come on, talk to me.
Well, for me, I literally would sit there and have that discussion on how they feel about, other people seeing them. You know what I mean? Because especially if it's a high school thing, you know what I'm saying, young love situations, a lot of pressures, you know what I'm saying, and teens and early adults are brutal when it comes down to, what their belief systems are, convoluted. So all of that mixed up, I want to make sure y'all understand that, each other's culture, respect each other's culture, to the point all the way to religion. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about race, but I remember when I couldn't date this Mexican girl because she was Catholic. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I discuss with, my little ones and the young ones coming up. Like, it's all right, y'all just understand where y'all draw y'all lines, because I be goddamn if I date a white woman, you know what I'm saying, and I know that I go over her house, you know what I'm saying, and I'm hearing nothing but, you know what I'm saying, sly little racist jokes and little thing, you know what I'm saying? You're looking around and you see, it's just not going to work. We're not going, you know what I'm saying? So be aware of these, things when you engage each other, so y'all can have, a respect for your boundaries. Yeah. So, yeah.
Seiko. Seiko, you there?
I'm here. As I said, all 4 of my children are in interracial relationships. I talk to each of them. I would never try to make that decision for them, because at the end of the day, like, I know, as far as what Queen said, if we can't use the same comb, don't bring them home. That was me coming up. That was literally what I was told coming up. But then my very first niece is biracial. And then, like I said, my children, they are all young adults at this point, except for one. He's still a kid. Well, nope, he's a young adult now too. He's legal. So my children, but we have these conversations, and and I let them know, as long as this person treats you well, as long as this person, has your best interests at heart, but at the same time, I'm looking these potentials and these partners or whatever, and I'm looking them in their face. And like my daughter, my daughter in my house will tell you, and the one in North Carolina, when I met their boyfriends or whatever, like this one here, when her little dude, he's racially ambiguous. I think he's Hispanic. I don't know what the hell he is. I went down there and I shook his hand, but I shook his hand. The way I shook his hand was the way that I would expect, you to shake my hand. And this was a business thing, because I'm squeezing your hand and he's going, ow. And I let him know. I was like, this is mine. And there's a whole lot of shit going on, and you can pass. But if some shit jump off and you disrespect my child, or my child ends up being disrespected, or harm comes to her in your presence, that's your ass, Mr. Man. And that has been the conversation I've had with, all the kids and all of their little boyfriends and girlfriends across the board. But I believe, love is love, because I don't believe in, if one of them came home and told me they were in a relationship with a trans person, you know what? Hey, love is love. I'm gay. Okay, love is love. It is what it is. I just want to know that you are taken care of, and that you, and if anything happens, that, like you said, that person has your back. No, when we're talking about me personally, that's a different story. But when it comes to my kids, as long as they're good. But now, hold on, let me read this comment over here. So Molly was saying, yes, you absolutely should. And I'm not real sure what that was in relations to. Because Molly's always, I expect Molly to end up calling us by the end of the show. I'm just saying. And again, my best friend Maria, she goes, my children are biracial and I will not make that choice for them. Agreed. Treat my child correctly.
Can I interject here?
Go right ahead, boo.
Because and most people who are talking about the children have females, and I have a male.
I have 2 sons, so I feel where you get ready to go.
And I got nephews, so I know.
I have 2 sons.
My biggest thing, and I'm still on. It really doesn't really matter what race you want to put it with, is when they go to the family functions, like Bender said, and that passive aggressive talk is going on, and at the end of that conversation, a choice has to be made, either him or my family, so to speak. For me, I see where a lot of people do that. They have to pick a side, and everybody keeps saying, as long as they treat them right, as long as they treat them right. Well, in a relationship, and I don't know how deep you want to get it. If it's just a sexual relationship, okay, it's just sexual. But if it's something that's supposed to be long-term, to me, you got to protect that person with your life. And I don't think some of these people will make that choice when it comes down to that black and white issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have that problem. You great, say something. What?
Oh, like I'm sitting up here, I'm smiling and I'm laughing because, like, yes, that's a valid point. But there are people in our own race that get into relationships and do not value a fucking thing about the person they are in.
Now, but I'm gonna tell you this: if
Hold on, don't you?
no, wait a minute, because I see where you're trying to go. But I'm gonna tell you something. The difference between that thing that you're talking about right now is I can walk up into Notes family function and not be feeling like, oh, I'm out of place. But if I walked up into Matthew McConaughey's family function, I'm already out of place, one, when I get there, because I'm that black sheep. But if something jumps off, I don't have any backup there. I might not have the backup at Notes family function, but at the same time, somebody out of that group gonna say, y'all cut that bullshit out. Whereas that other group gonna be like, yeehaw, get the rope, hang them up.
Grandma's hands. Grandma's gonna be like, look, I'm gonna need y'all to sit down and shut all that mess up.
Exactly. It's gonna be one person. It's gonna be one person that ride with you, not when you outnumbered. In that situation.
Wait. I gotta respond to this. Then again, I still disagree with you because what I'm about to say. Black functions have we seen, and how many times do you cut on World Star and you see black folks acting a complete fucking fool with each other? I'm talking about black on black. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So like that's my disconnect, because like this is my rebuttal to y'all's statement. Okay, wait a minute. Don't quit getting ready to cut me off before I say what I gotta say.
No, come on.
Let's just say Ben House, because he has already said that he's indulged in many cultures. Okay, let's just say he gets into a relationship with a woman, right? And yeah, he goes to the family function, and somebody at the family function is being disrespectful. Now, what if the woman that is with that ain't riding with that shit, checks motherfuckers that's there and say, let's go? Do I put that relationship in the same relationship just because? That's what I'm saying. Like, this conversation is so broad. And I understand the racism side. Wait a minute, let me finish my statement. I've been quiet today. I've been quiet. With the relationship conversation has been and this is what's killing me. This whole conversation last week, when I said it last week, I said this is not just black and white. And we have spent an hour and a half talking strictly black and white. And the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. You have to give at least that much to a person until they prove you wrong. Okay? Now, I agree. There are certain situations that it's just like it's an uncomfortable thing to be in. It's like I'm over here and I'm dealing with this, you know, I get that. But then there are real life situations where there are people in life that will stand up for right. And it does not matter whether you black or white. There are black people that stand up for wrong every fucking day.
Mm.
There are black people that stand up for right. There are white people that stand up for black people. And they feel strong about what the fuck they standing on. So is that person wrong for wanting to be with a person that he just loves? And he doesn't, wait a minute, because everyone does not see skin color. There are certain people in this life that even though we live in a society of race and all that shit, they do not equate the relationship between them and another person based off of the skin color. There are some people that have white friends, Chinese friends, and have all array of friends, and they deal with them as friends. They rock with them. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I agree there are fucked up people out here. But I want to open the conversation up to the people that might be listening to this show, that are listening to the show, that might be like, yo, I'm white and I don't feel that fucking way. Or I'm black and I don't feel that fucking way. I'm Hispanic. I don't feel that fucking way. I want to bring that conversation. Now, Miss Hands and all that stuff, come on, talk to me.
All I got to say is, because
Can I give my 2 cents for a minute? Now, I don't listen to everybody, man.
No.
There's too much bullshit going on.
It's my turn. You wait.
All right, well, man, y'all do what y'all do.
Listen, because I'm gonna beat you up too, because I'm so mad with you. Anyway, so I want to say this: when we talk about going to like the different family functions, and even though I understand what you just said about there are those who, you know, there are those who you're like, oh, I don't see skin color. First of all, that's bullshit. I need you to see my skin. I don't see color. That's bullshit. I need you to see my skin because I need you to understand that there is a fucking difference. Number one. Number two, when you sit up there and you talk about going to these families' restaurants, you know, these family reunions, these family gatherings or whatever, the difference between Queen walking up into Note or Bender's family reunion and walking up into Sarah's family reunion is that Queen ain't gonna end up hanging from a fucking tree.
It's not guaranteed that she gonna hang from a tree just because she goes to a fucking white reception or go to a white party. Come on, man. There are a lot of come on, man. If that was the case, come on, man. I know that to be true because white party, I've been like the only, you know, like really one of the only black people there. I was affected in any type of way. Now, whether they said some shit on the side to themselves and in private, I don't know. But the way I was treated, it was with respect. They kicked it with me. They had a good time with me. I can't sit up here and say just because it's a white function that motherfuckers gonna lynch me. Come on, man, that's going a little far.
I think what everybody is saying, like I get it because we're all melanated beings. We know the tricks of the trade. We know how our faith and our friendship has been mistrusted since they came over and took us from our queendom. We know that. I get that. I live that. And I'm going to be honest. The first bout of racism that I got was not from a white person. It was from us. When I learned about skin color and shit and darker and lighter and stuff like that, was not from somebody else. It was from right here.
Absolutely.
It's that whole poisoning. So it's really about hurt people. We're hurt. Everybody's hurt. So what do you expect? Of course, it's going to be tension filled. We talk about mixing the races, and you know, it's certain mindsets get set on just black and white, and interracial dating is more than just that. We already established that. But it's hurt. It's hurt and it's mistrust. We don't trust. We don't even trust ourselves. Half of us don't even know ourselves. So if we're having this conversation, you're seeing our vulnerability. So nobody's right. Nobody needs to be shooting looks at nobody because everybody's entitled to say what they need to say. On comments, on a show, wherever. We have to learn to see, open our minds, open our hearts and shit. Be able to see and hear what someone else is truly saying. You might learn something. Like, we gotta stop being so closed-minded and thinking this my way and only way. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But think about this. I'm gonna put it to you this way. If we all stayed just like this closed fist, what if nature responded that same way? What if the sun said, yo, I don't feel like getting up today. Fuck them. They weren't appreciative of me the other days. I'm not gonna come up today. What the hell? How we know to wake our body up? It's about connection. If nature responded the same way we do to one another, we will be up the creek. Fuck. Get it like this to penetrate. So we gotta think about this. We really want to change. We really want to get some understanding, and some peace and harmony. It starts with the mental. The universe is mental, what we think we become. So we look at each other, we're looking at each other through hurt eyes. Think about it. We walking around with masks on right now. Can't touch, social distancing, all that crap, right? That is also reflective of how we also have been throughout this whole time, since we got brought over here as slaves. We're hurt. We don't trust. And when people are hurt, they hurt people is a projection. So we're not talking about, is it because the person's white, brown, or whatever? We're talking about, damn, can I trust you? And yes, skin color is important. I feel Masako saying, yes, this is part of our lineage, but it's more than just a color. It's an essence. It's the energy. So we truly want to connect and we truly want this love and infinite love. What are we going to do? How you going to get? You got to learn thy enemy. Who you perceive to be an enemy, because make no mistake about it, this is all perception and it's subjective. All across the board. But the cool thing about that is everybody has a piece of the truth. Because only one absolute truth, and it's in every situation. And that comes from a multitude of things. Think about it, we're on a social network. Networking. We got 6 individuals in 6 different places right now. Interconnectedness. The connections, polarity. We gotta learn to understand each other. And that comes from opening up your heart. That comes from being vulnerable with your hurts and your pains and stuff, being real. Mask off. The mask is bent off. Take it off. What you really working with. That's what matters, because check this out. I heard and I felt what Queen was saying, like, you know, if you go to a brown person's barbecue or family function, it's gonna be a little different, somewhat. And sometimes in that same instance, you may get your stuff stolen around your brothers and your sisters. And in the same instance, you can go to a white function or Caucasian function or Native American. In my case, I've been to a Native American function and partied and danced with them, celebrating what? The deity Lakshmi. And not one turned up their nose, not one turned a blind eye. They were there dancing, we down dancing around, praying, dancing, singing. It's about your perception. It's about what you bring into the room. If someone's going to be racist or have a closed mindset, they're going to be that way. But guess what? We got to be proactive. So how are we going to be proactive in our relationships with one another? Or are we going to be reactive?
No. You had something to say? I want to hear from you, bro. Nope. Is he still there? No.
I see him.
I see
Oh,
him.
it's my turn now?
To me, bottom line, y'all going through all that gray area, and that's a bunch of BS. I couldn't talk like that because I had to walk with my family real quick. I was leaving. But at the end of the day, all that gray area shit y'all talking about don't fly with me. You fuck with my child, you get fucked up. So that's period. I don't care what color you are. So go to a black event. Let my kids know how they daddy is. Period. Point blank. About my kids, you know how I am. So I don't care what kind of function, what color you at. If I got to come through in Chinese stars, shooting pistols, bamboo sticks, whatever it is, we gonna make that happen. Now, back to the question, do I have a problem with my children dating interracially? No, because if I try to instill what I feel, which y'all been hearing me say tonight, makes me no different than a white man bringing up his kids and instilling hatred in them. So no, I wouldn't do that. But fuck with my child, get fucked up. Period. I'm good. I'm cool. Y'all go kick it. That's it. All I wanted to say.
Agreed.
Queen made the comment, until you walk in my shoes, don't analyze my journey.
Who said that?
Queen said that. And I feel that 1,000%. Because, I mean, we can say whatever we want to say. Like I said, and even when we talk about, black and whites, and we talk about going to, white functions, black functions, this and that and the other, there's this woman, her name is Amy. And Amy, I will call my sister. Amy comes from a family of about 10, 11 siblings. She is my niece, because I made the point to say that my very first niece is biracial. She is my niece's aunt, of course, on the other side. But that one in particular, that one is my sister. That one, when I have functions, and it's even the stuff that I have going on coming up in October, she was one of the very first people to get an invitation to it. But let me tell you, she understands everything that I have said here today, and she is in complete agreement. That's all.
This conversation really is cracking me up, because I'm like, I tell you, I look at y'all faces every week, and I'm rolling right now. I swear to God. Like, Seiko looked like she about to get ready to get up and punch somebody. Queenie looked like she going through a thing right now. I can't figure it out. She just looked like it's a thing going on in her spirit. Ben House sitting back like, this shit is sort of funny. He got this shit is funny to me. It's sort of like, I'm trying to tell you, motherfuckers.
Only
I'm just hearing my crystals, man. I'm hearing my crystals chilling.
Like I feel like I need to go grab my crystals. Like I really need some peaceful energy right now.
Oh, we need a moment to kiss each other. Send a kiss to your friend. Send a kiss to your wow. Wow, this talk, man. Send some damn love.
Now, see, I feel where Ishtar comes as far as understanding the universal properties of each other. You know what I'm saying? And what we can mean to each other. You know what I mean? There's been times where, I walked this land and came across, people that has invited me to their homes to experience some crazy shit. Like, not just off of interracial dating. Let's just talk about interpersonal and interracial relationships, period. As people, I didn't learn how to whittle. You know what I'm saying? How to bust shotguns, make koi gardens, different things, knit, you know what I'm saying? From different, cultures and stuff. So sitting down and having these relationships that allowed me actually permission to date, you know what I'm saying, their daughters, has given me this broad sense of understanding of, what universal love, as far as where Ishtar, is speaking, like we need to overcome fears and, in the idea of holding each other accountable for transgressions. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's a new day. You know what I'm saying? We can make a decision to love who the hell we want, how we want, when we want, as long as it's, the right way. So those mistakes that I made, you know what I'm saying, with those principles, thinking that, okay, I'm going to just limit myself to X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? I broke my heart in a lot of ways. Opening myself back up has brought me full circle. And I'll tell people, it's nothing like, you know what I'm saying, that juice, that melanin. I love my sister. They proven to me, you know what I'm saying, a sense of dedication that I look for as far as longevity. You know what I'm saying? I've had them all, and there's nothing like a sister staying in the pocket with you. that's just what I are, you know what I mean? You can never shake me from that. And I'll argue with somebody to the ground with it. But at the same time, I've also been in a product of the 90s coming through the 80s where, you know, white women were taboo. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, we didn't really deal with them. You know what I'm saying? We had the hip hop movement where, you know, Public Enemy coming. So it was really a, you know, situation where you seen a black man with a white woman or vice versa until black men started getting locked up and white women started bailing their asses out. You know, that's when you start seeing the whole, you know, flux of, and now they want to start screaming this baby booming shit. No, it ain't baby booming. You're locked up, the motherfucking dudes, and didn't expect your motherfucking daughters, you know what I'm saying, to go out there and go get them. And that's what you did. You put the, you know what I'm saying, between the drugs, you know what I'm saying, and how y'all didn't expect us to sit there and slide up in the yard, you know, backyards. This is what we got. And now everybody's scared, you know what I'm saying, to really say, listen, I'm attracted to him, I'm attracted to them, or give props to the white woman for the fact of the matter is yo, they have an idea on how they would like to treat a man where it gives them the right to, you know what I'm saying, date outside their race. Somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
How we feel about it actually, you know what I'm saying, is obsolete. So we could get pissed off, but truthfully, is that just a reflection on our fears, or is it just, you know, what we're standing on? So I'm done.
Hey, can I piggyback off that mind bender? Because I mean, I'm Benthouse. I know you about mine, but I'm just that. What he said to me was right profound, because for the simple fact, like, it's a combination of him and Ishtar. Earlier we talked about, you know, well, it was mentioned, I ain't gonna say we discussed it, it's patriarch and matriarch thing. And then with Mindbender, what he just said, I'm the same way. I love my sister 100%, 1,000. I'm gonna go to bat for you every single time. The problem is they don't feel the same about us. That's what the problem is for me. That's why I will never abandon them till I can bring that comfort back in them, that we as black men do got y'all back. Some of us will do the things y'all need us to do, period. So but because of this patriotic system that we've been brought up in, and that systematic mind frame that has been put down on us for so long, that, you know what I'm saying, what the man says goes. But if you put your mind to it and you really think about it, nothing can be created without a female chromosome, period, dot. They need to be appreciated and known that that we have their back just as well. So that's where I'm at. I'm on something it's totally different from me. With that's why it's white or black for me, white, melanated, or whatever you want to say. And I felt Mindbender on that, because I'm the same way. I'm down with my sisters 110%. But we as black men need to stand up and get just like that comment, I'll fuck white women because of what the white man, that's the weakest shit ever. Weak as hell. Nigga, if you don't get up and go to bat, if you want to make something stand, go punch one of them punks in their face. Like period. That. That's why I couldn't date one, because I don't know. They don't know my pain and I'm getting frustrated. Let me calm down. Go ahead, Rush. I don't want to. I just, because this is me and Molly got the same thing tomorrow. Talk about colorism, and this it eats me up, because now we are allowing we too busy fighting other outside entities for us to keep fighting with each other. This shit is ridiculous.
Dig it.
Yes.
Fucking ridiculous.
Now, I believe that that's Molly that's actually on the line with us. So I just want to say one thing, because we know when Miss Molly gets going in, you know, Miss Molly takes us to church. So I just want to say, for me personally, I go back to, I believe love is love. And as far as, you know, relationships with other races, we all need work. Especially with the white race, especially with things that are going on, you know, right now, not just in our country, but in our world and just in general. As far as, you know, interracial dating, I mean, my whole belief system is based in the Japanese feudal system. So, I mean, if you want to talk about, you know, being interracial, my belief system is, you know, the Japanese feudal system. And, you know, and that is, you know, the Bushido code, and, you know, the code of the warrior, which is justice, courage, benevolence, respect, honesty, honor, loyalty, fidelity, honesty, wisdom. You know, those are the things that I believe, just period, point blank. That is the tenements of my life. That is how I live my life. I live my life according to the warrior's code that is found in, like I said, the Japanese feudal system. So, I mean, when we talk about interracial relationship, I honestly, truly believe that we are one. Again, them pale folks, I don't like folks that glow in the dark, but you know, we gonna work through that. But you know, and we are all in a different place right now. But again, we do have those white brothers and sisters that stand right beside us that are gonna fight for us just as hard as we fight for one another. Okay, believe that firmly. I love all of my nieces, nephews, the whole nine. You know, I believe that firmly. However, when you talk about, and again, the premise of this particular conversation was, could you, meaning me, meaning Bent's house, meaning Queen, meaning Ishtar, meaning Note, meaning Rush, could you do an interracial relationship? Absolutely. That's not what that is without question. Because as Note went back to say, you know, all of us who are of a melanated nature, we all came from the same place to begin with. Never an issue. Never an issue. I don't believe in that. That is never an issue, because again, you know, that just comes back to love. But again, one of the things that Ishtar said that resonates with me beyond measure is operating from a place of fear. Because of my experiences, hell yes, I operate from a place of fear. When you have a white person in my life, I'm always looking for the cops. I'm looking for the rope. I'm looking for some shit to jump off every single time. I love those that are in my life because they are in my life for a reason, because I have extended that love, because they have shown me that love, because they have given me that energy that lets me know, you know what, with you, I'm good. Period, point blank. But now I want to go ahead and open the floor because I believe that's Miss Molly that's on it. Molly, is that you?
Hold on. Hold that thought.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on. We're going to let the queen speak and then we're going to give you the floor, Miss Molly.
Hold that thought. Because I got to address something that Mindbender said, and I want to make sure I was correct in hearing it. Because through your dialogue, you made a statement, and make sure that I'm correct in saying this. And you were saying that Black women didn't know how to treat men, and then the white woman went and got them out of jail or whatever it was. Correct me if I'm wrong in saying that.
No, what I'm saying is I came from a time where the idea of having relationships with white women were like completely taboo until we had this flux in the 90s where Black men were getting locked up and white women were bailing them out.
Okay.
And during these times, developed a respect level that we never had. And this is on the street level for white women as far as how they stayed in the pocket or how they treated Black men. That's what I meant.
Okay. And this isn't too Bender into what he was saying, but the one thing that pisses me off beyond the level of pissivity when it comes to interracial dating is when the Black man puts the Black woman down. He gets with her, and I can't deal with Black women because they too. What did Russ say at the beginning of the show?
We are combative.
We're too combative. We talk too much. We do all this, and I've experienced this with my own family member who I happened to ask, what was the fascination, or why did he prefer white women over Black women? Mm-hmm. And he went into these things, stereotypical things, or just things about Black women. Mm-hmm. But if I hear a Black man say that, then I'm gonna go teetotally the fuck off, because you came from a Black woman, and how dare you disrespect us? And I will not allow you to disrespect us. So I don't care who you date, love who you want to, but do not disrespect me in the process. Period, point blank, done with it, deal. Molly, honey, you can come on in now, baby.
Molly, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How everybody doing?
We good, girl. You got the floor. And I told Rush, I was like, we gonna say what we got to say because we know Molly gonna close it out and she gonna take us to church. So go ahead.
You know,
and
Molly.
I promise I ain't trying to start no shit.
No, you right now, because I feel moment coming on. Come on,
Bro, listen. Okay. So the subject is interracial dating, correct?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Okay. The way I feel about it, and this is just my own personal feeling. I believe in energy. I believe in evolution. I believe in growth. I believe in love. I do believe in all of those things. But what I've come to learn being a human being is that I live also a physical life. And a lot of things about my physical life I didn't get to determine. One of those things being what I look like. From the time I was probably 11 till I was probably about 17, I only dated white boys. I didn't date black boys at all. And when people would see me, like once I got like in my 20s and I would tell them I had a kid, the first thing they would ask me, like, is it mixed? Because people thought that like literally all I would ever date was white boys. And the universe is mental, so no matter what we think we're doing down here, we're only going to be able to go so far as our mind has been free. That's it. And so I had to take a look at some things while I was contemplating what y'all was talking about. And I kind of pissed myself off at myself, but it is what it is. But I had to look at why I dated those white boys. That's been my thing lately with this, trying to figure out what's going on between men and women and all of that type of stuff, was taking a look at the relationships that I had and why I participated in the relationship. Because ain't nobody out here just having relationships out of charity and the goodness of their hearts. You ain't getting something from a motherfucker, you just not gonna be with them. That's all there is to it, no matter what that is. And what I came to understand about myself was, like, no, you've seen me before. You know what I look like. But most people don't. But I'm a darker skinned girl. And coming up in the 80s, it was just like Ishtar said, the first lesson I got on my dark being ugly was not from white people, it was from black people. It was from black people calling me African booty scratcher, making fun of my lips, making fun of my hair texture, and all of those things, even right down to the people in your family, because colorism is a disease. That's our own little gray area of racism that we got to deal with. So by the time I picked my first white boy, I didn't understand it at the time, but when I kind of look back, I noticed like the type of white boy that I was attracted to. And he wasn't ever like a clean cut white boy he was never really none of that. He was always some ghetto trash white boy who grew up on the wrong side of Indianapolis, some white boy on Euclid that really didn't belong there or something and had to scrap his way up for his respect. And I was attracted to those type of white boys. They had to be niggerish, damn near. I hate to use the word, but they had to be niggerish for me to be attracted to them. And what I noticed was my black boys didn't like me. I was dark. I wasn't attractive to them. I grew up in a time when the lighter you were and the more closer your phenotype was to Caucasian, the more attractive you were considered, even by your family. Not like they meant to do it, but it doesn't change the fact that it's done and it has an effect. And little boys didn't like me because I was dark. And after so long of standing next to my sister and being compared to her and having my beauty, basically her beauty being a measuring stick because it was the closest thing to white that was around us at that time, I started feeling some type of way about black boys. Because it's not like my sister was a better person than me. I was extremely smart. I was extremely sweet. I was extremely thoughtful. All that shit that black men now say that they want in a woman and women don't want, all that shit. I was all those things, but black boys didn't want me because it came in a dark package. And dark, just like it is now, is related to struggle. And when you're a dark female, it's related to masculinity. So I was treated more so like a boy. But the white boys, they loved my dark skin. They loved my dark skin. They thought that shit was the best thing spoken. Now, what their own personal psyche was going through to make them choose me, it didn't matter. All I know is I got chosen. And those same black boys that did not want me, when they saw me with them white boys, had a problem. They felt some type of way, and that shit felt good to me. That's right, feel some type of way. Because you're trying to get the closest thing to white, I got one. And I got the one that's got more power than you. It's all about your psyche. It's all about where you're at. When I participated from a place of being broken by black people. But I had to learn to understand that those black people that were broken, that treated me that way, were broken by white supremacy. But you don't understand that when you're young. All you understand is your fifis, and especially when you're, in your early teenage years, your hormones racing, you just want somebody to like you. You want somebody to feel some type of way about you, and when your own don't feel like that about you, then you take it where you can get it, and you do what you can with it. When I hear black men say, "Oh, I date white women because I feel like I'm getting back at white men," and then I have to remind black men, you ain't dating the type of white bitches that white men want. Don't do that. Like, she only has to be white for you. A lot of times, that's a broken place. Because if what's been going on between us was any indication, them fucking us does not mean if they care about us. They have felt like they have entitlement to our black bodies since they encountered us, whether they had to take them or not. So them fucking us is not them loving us. That's just them getting what they feel like they're entitled to. A sexual upgrade, a new experience, access to a culture, or whatever it is. Are we evolving past that? I really hope so. But my physical experience has taught me that I want a man that looks like me. I've always wanted a man that looks like me. We talk about this all the time, why so many black men seem to date out, but black women have never seemed to date out in the numbers that black men do. And it's because procreation is a biological thing. They got us thinking that this shit is something else. That this got something to do with tax brackets and what you can afford. It's not. We are animals. We are living organisms. So when you procreate, you want to procreate with the strongest of the strong. Mm-hmm. That's what you want to genetically. That's what a black man is. So you goddamn right. That's what I want. I deserve that. That goes with me. I'm supposed to have that. That's just all there is to that. And black women don't date out unless like I said, you don't really see black women get with broke ass white boys. They go get the white boys that's doing something because it's a power thing for black women. It ain't about necessarily our genitals or getting back at nobody. A lot of times it's about power. It's about feeling powerless, and white men have power. Even the broke ones have the power of whiteness. So until I can get my psyche together around my blackness, until we can get our psyches healed up from what they've done to us, I feel like it's disrespectful to say on one hand you want them to stop fucking you up, and you can't do something that's simple as stop granting them access to your body, but you want them to respect you. It's the same thing with any of you. Keep letting the nigga fuck. Why is he gonna respect you if you let him fuck without having to do anything? That's how I feel about white people. Why are we letting you fuck and you ain't doing nothing? You haven't earned the right to my body. After you stop taking it, you fucked up my mind so bad that I started thinking that yours was better than mine and chasing it around. We're fucked up. We ain't, like I said, I don't think a lot of us are healthy enough to be dating nobody. We don't even know why we're participating in relationships with black people, let alone trying to jump out here and participate in situations and relationships with people who have literally shown us collectively that individualism shit is great. Yeah, individual, I'm not saying love it. You're right. Love it, love that individual. But we're not living in an individual society just yet. This shit is very cultural. This shit is very race specific right now. So my daughter loves everybody. Like I said, I got kids that come through my house of every race. And like I explained to my daughter every time, like I said, it's not about you being with these white people or wanting to hang with them. What I'm trying to explain with you is they're part of a dominant group. So if something goes down, it's not a matter of them not wanting to protect you. They can't. And I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable. Because a lot of these white people, it's not a matter of them being outwardly racist. It's not a matter of you not being brave around us. It's about you being a coward when you get around them. And they've shown us that we can't trust them collectively in that way. So if I'm going to be worried about somebody collectively, I'm going to be worried about the people that look like me so I can get a man that looks like me. So I'm not saying my men are so fucked up. Even though the same person that fucked me up, fucked him up, I'm not going to say my men are so fucked up that I'm going to abandon them now and run to the man who fucked him up. That's disrespectful, and I'm not going to do that. I care too much about us collectively to be that individually selfish, regardless of what my energy says. Theirs ain't like that yet. They haven't earned it, so I'm not giving it to them. They ain't never had to earn nothing. They either take from us or they drop us so low that we give them everything in exchange for maybe being treated better. We think we can give them our culture. We can give them all this shit in exchange for being treated like something that they can't do. This is about culture. This is about survival for them. These white people that don't want to be bothered with black people because they don't want no ink in their water. They like being water, and they have every right to do that. But the moment I want to protect my ink, something's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So what's happened to us, like I said, I don't really think about Mexicans, Chinese. I don't really think about it because they're not the people that I'm having the contact with. They're not the people that I have historical contact for. I have historical contact with other people and what they've done to me. And I find it disrespectful to run to a man that I know is the reason my black men think I'm ugly. Why would I run to him? That makes no sense. I feel like he's just trying to trick the black man out of his woman, and I'm not Jen. But whoever decides that that's what they want to do, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's evolution. I'm just not healthy enough to see that way yet.
And I don't want to. Fuck them.
I never.
Love it.
Preach, Molly, preach. You know I live for you to come on the show every damn time. Preach, baby.
I promise I wasn't gonna call.
You said you wasn't
Love
going
you,
to, but I
Molly.
look, I purposefully said, let us all go before Molly gets on the show because Molly's going to come on, wreck shop, and shut the show down. So I want to, just acknowledge everything that she just said.
Appreciate
Everything
that.
that she just said. Because what she did was she summed up everything that we all have said and then went further with it. I want to, and again, I said that we have to do a show on colorism.
Mhm.
And Molly, you will be our guest panel on that one, honey. Trust and believe. Trust
We
and
doing
believe.
that one tomorrow.
Like, I'm getting ready to sit up there. Y'all doing that one tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah,
Molly
we
came
got
up with it. Yeah, that's probably why she told me because he came up with that yesterday. She said, "Let's do colorism." So that's what we doing.
I told you,
And
every
that's
time we
why
end up on
I'm-
the post, I be like, there you go.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you
that's
what.
why I'm so passionate about that. I don't fuck with them, man. I don't. Don't get me wrong. I love people in general because that's me. But when it comes to me cohabitating or giving myself to one of them, knowing that Master made Kunta call himself Toby, I ain't fucking with you. I'm cool. Because at the first sign of trouble, bitch, you go, excuse me, sorry, Kumaseko, but bitch, you're gonna run to that motherfucker and you going because that's who's gonna protect you. That's where you feel safe at the end of the day. Because you can relate to them. You can't relate to me. I don't give a fuck how you act right now when we sitting in the house in the cold of our comfortableness. That's cool. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't have, when you sucking me off or doing whatever you doing, the lights is off. I don't give a damn. It's about what you have done to my people. You raped my sisters back in the day. I cannot see myself fucking with you. Period.
It ain't time
You know-
yet. Like I said, you ain't earned that yet. Like you have no
At
problem
all.
with what you've done to us. And it's just like when somebody's getting their ass whooped in a relationship. Eventually you ain't giving this motherfucker no incentive to stop fucking you up. You still staying with him, you still fucking him, you still giving him everything you want, and they act like you don't know why he won't stop beating your ass. That's why he won't stop beating your ass. He ain't got no incentive at all. They have no incentive to treat us better. Like I said, I just feel like in the climate that we are currently in, until shit get a little better, I just feel like it's racially irresponsible. I'm not going to put myself in that position. And if I call myself caring about somebody's weight, I'm not going to put you in that position because the majority of the people that you're going to come around that are around me ain't fucking with y'all. And that's okay. We need to heal. We cannot heal with the people that hurt us. I don't want to look at my rapist, auntie, uncle. Y'all lay up with these daggone white people and then think that this shit's going to get better. I'm not going to lay up with no, like I said, I can't see my son laying up with no white woman, but complaining about that white woman's son fucking her up, killing her, doing all type of shit. But you laying up with the motherfuckers raising them. You laying up with their mamas. You can't, that don't make no sense, man. That's ineffective. That's ineffective. People need to get up out their genitals because outside of wanting to sleep with a motherfucker, that's the only difference between your friend and your lover to me is the fact that you sleeping with them. If we ain't on a level where people can't tell whether we fucking or not, then we not the type of close we need to be. Because I'm gonna be that type of close with anybody. Most of them don't think we fucking because we that type. Because I'm gonna do that for everybody that I care about. It ain't gotta be a sexual thing. But we are broken in a way that we really can't afford. Like I said, we can't afford relationships with each other right now. Why add on that extra layer of dealing with this shit? You have to be dealing from a place of hurt or from a place of inferiority. There's no biological benefit to sleeping with or procreating with white people. You're recessive. You got weak genes. You got weak eyes. Like, you're just like, and that's not racism. That's genetics. That's biology.
Nice.
The way that y'all are made, there's no biological benefit. The only benefit that you have is the fact that there's white supremacy. That's it. You had to build something to stand on because you can't stand naturally on your own. Now everybody's dashing for the melanin. Everybody wants the melanin. I bet you do because you want to live and that sun getting real hot. We on a living organism. So, hey, I cannot help you. If the thing to give me life take you up out of here, maybe you just supposed to go. Everybody stand on you. You got to stand on your own at this point. Stand on your own damn gene pool, bro, because people been snatching out of ours long enough. The Henrietta Lack ride is over, bro. I don't have nothing for nobody that don't look like me. I got to save the people that look like me first. And the level of magic I had, I wish the fuck I would give it to a white man.
Thank you.
What the fuck he gonna do with it? What he gonna do?
Talk about that magic girl. They don't know nothing about that.
Thank you.
Okay, did you hear that?
M-I-C-K, not the M-I-G-I-C.
Thank you.
Molly,
And we as
Hear all
men,
of that.
And we, as men, need to reciprocate the same love that y'all have, because we always hear the men say, there's nothing like a black woman. I would never, this, that, and the third. But when do you hear our sisters? You don't hear too many of our sisters saying that. And they cause that. All this shit is learned behavior, systematic. That's why I said I wouldn't put my daughters in that position to choose who you want to choose. That's up to you. But damn it, it's black, white, Asian, green, it don't matter. You fuck with my child, we moving furniture. Period. Dot. I can fight very well.
No, listen. Yesterday, one of my daughter's, her little white friend came over to pick her up, right? And you know, I live off 42nd and Mid-Harper. You know what that means.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're sitting on the stoop. She pull up. And she has on this Black Lives Matter T-shirt, and I'm like, yeah, that's real cute. But what if somebody decided to say something? She turns around and shows me the 45 on her hip. And I said, if you're not that type of white, I don't want to be bothered with you. Don't come around my motherfucking Don't come around my house. Don't have that mentality.
Absolutely.
No, shout out to Destiny. She a real one. And that's what I'm saying.
All they
gotta do is be funny or cute or say some cultural shit, and we like, oh, they can come to the cookout. Not mine. You ain't bringing that raised me at potato salad over here just because you done hung with some black people and caught a couple of lingos and done mimic my motherfucking culture. You better carry your ass back the fuck over there, because Lord knows y'all not. I've been emulating y'all motherfucking culture my whole life. Y'all invited me to no cookout. I had to do it to survive, and ain't nobody inviting me to the cookout. We white people better than white people. They not inviting us.
Okay.
And you want me to procreate with you?
Man, we need to love ourselves better, bro.
Hold the phone, everybody. Everybody take a deep breath.
And
Take
you
a
want me to
deep breath.
procreate with your punk ass? Get out of here.
Okay. Love y'all. I love y'all. Take a deep breath. So we're going to do another. Hold on.
I'm rubbing my Martin ears, Seiko. I'm rubbing my Martin ears. Woosah.
Okay. Well, woosah, movie. Woosah, woosah. Here, let me help you. Woosah, woosah. I want to thank everyone, absolutely, positively, everyone who has contributed to this conversation. I want to thank everyone who has sat up there and just been like, you know what, this is what it is. Again, the question was, you know, about interracial dating and our own individual experiences. And what would we do in these individual experiences? And so I just have to thank everybody who contributed to that conversation. I think one of the things that Ishtar said is that, you know, we are all individuals having our own individual experience. And so that we all, you know, all of us are in individual places, and all of us, you know, we all have our individual thoughts and our individual feelings about the whole thing. What I do hope is that at some point in time that this conversation has caused somebody to think. If it has not caused you to do anything else, I hope that it has caused you to think. Think about your own dating relationships. Think about where we are, and as far as you know, when we talk about interracial relationships, think about where we are as far as just as a culture and as a community, and what we're willing to put up with. And so I just want to say, you know, thank you to everyone. Thank you for Molly for calling in and joining us, because like I said, I told Rush we all needed to speak, and we needed to let you have that, because we knew you was going to take us to church, and we knew you was going to shut this show down. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I want to say thank you for No, who despite technical difficulties was like, I'm going to be a part of this conversation because it was important. And we all needed to put that out there. I want to thank Ishtar, because I promise Ishtar, it never fails. When Ishtar speaks, she make you be like, Ishtar make you think about some shit.
Facts.
And I want to thank Queen, because you know, you always, you that goes without saying. What is the phrase? What's known doesn't need to be said, because I know and you know. And when you talk about our Black children and our Black sons, absolutely, I'm right there with you. And I want to thank Ben House because you have given us a perspective, because again, you lived a life and you lived, a different mindset and a different culture. And I want to thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for just, making us think about things a little bit differently. Our host, Rush, I don't know where he went. He's still here, but I don't know where he went. I don't know what he's doing. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you all for sharing with us this evening. I want to thank you all for your contribution. I want to thank you all for giving us all something to think about, and for us all to realize that there is room for us to move differently. And at the end of the day, love is love, because at the end of the day, what we all want is for the next generation, for our children, to be treated with respect and love. So Rush, if you're there, I'm gonna let you close it out, but I just want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Yeah, I guess he ain't there. Thank you, everybody. Have a great, great evening, and thank you for joining us.
Love my people.
Yes.
Good night, y'all.
Good
And my
night,
sister, I love y'all
everybody.
to death. If y'all need somebody to beat somebody, I can fight for real. Even
Okay, no, I'm gonna need you not to be trying to fight nobody, Rush. I mean.